প্রিয় দর্শক, আমি মাসুমা খাতুন বাংলা ভালোবাসি অনুষ্ঠানে আপনাদের সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। আশা করি ভালো আছেন। আমার অনেক অনেক শুভেচ্ছা নিন। আপনারা হয়তো জানেন যে যুক্তরাষ্ট্র কংগ্রেসে বাংলাদেশ সহ 14টি বিকাশমুখী দেশের সঙ্গে যুক্তরাষ্ট্রের বাণিজ্য ব্যবধান কমানোর জন্য একটি বিল উত্থাপন করা হয়েছে এবং এই বিলটির প্রতি সমর্থন সংগ্রহ এবং এই সম্পর্কে অবহিতকরণের জন্য কিছুদিন আগে একটি কংগ্রেসীয় ফোরাম অনুষ্ঠিত হয়েছে। ওই ফোরামে প্রধান বক্তা ছিলেন গ্রামীণ ব্যাংকের প্রতিষ্ঠাতা ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ ইউনুস। বাংলা ভালোবাসির তরফে আমরাও সেখানে উপস্থিত ছিলাম। আজকের আসরে ওই ফোরামের কিছু ঝলক আপনাদের দেখাবো। এছাড়া থাকবে অভিবাসন সম্পর্কে কিছু তথ্য এবং সবশেষে গান। আসুন শুরু করি অভিবাসন সম্পর্কে তথ্য দিয়ে। হ্যাঁ, বলছিলাম যুক্তরাষ্ট্র কংগ্রেসে বাংলাদেশ সহ 14টি বিকাশমুখী দেশের জন্য একটি বাণিজ্য বিল, আর এই বাণিজ্য বিল উত্থাপন করেছেন যুক্তরাষ্ট্র কংগ্রেসে বাংলাদেশ ককাসের co-chair ডেমোক্রেট দলীয় কংগ্রেস সদস্য জোসেফ ক্রাউলি এবং রিপাবলিকান দলীয় কংগ্রেস সদস্য জিম খোলবে। তারাই হলেন মূল উদ্যোক্তা। আর এই বিলের প্রতি সমর্থন সংগ্রহের জন্য ফোরামটির আয়োজন করা হয়েছিল। তাতে মূল বক্তা ছিলেন গ্রামীণ ব্যাংকের প্রতিষ্ঠাতা ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ ইউনুস এবং এতে দুই কংগ্রেস সদস্য জোসেফ ক্রাউলি এবং জিম কোলবি তারাও বক্তব্য রেখেছেন এবং অন্যান্য প্রতিনিধিদের মধ্যে উপস্থিত ছিলেন যুক্তরাষ্ট্রের বাংলাদেশের রাষ্ট্রদূত শামসুল নবীন চৌধুরী, বাংলাদেশের পোশাক শিল্প মালিক সমিতি BGM এর সভাপতি আনিসুল হক, বাংলাদেশ অ্যাডভাইজারি কাউন্সিলের দুজন সদস্য সাব্বির আহমেদ এবং ওয়ালিউল্লাহ ফাহমি, যিনি বাংলা ভালোবাসির প্রযোজক পরিচালক। তো আসুন আমরা যেসব চিত্র গ্রহণ করেছি তার কিছু কিছু আপনাদের এখন দেখাই।
And we're talking about empowering them, giving them control of their lives, giving them the ability to provide for themselves and for their families, for their children. And that's why this is important. That's why I think what we're trying to do with this legislation fits so perfectly with what the Grameen Bank is doing in Bangladesh and elsewhere. We give these trade preferences to all but a handful of countries. We've done it, we've done it successfully in Europe. So I think at the same time, American security pays the prices. If that isn't enough, we can't talk about how it benefits American consumers, how it benefits these countries and the people in these countries. I think America of momentum that it needs in order to get accomplished. And my colleague really trying to make sure we get this legislation moving forward. Momentum is what we need, and you can be a big part of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman Colby. My name is Vijay Rangaswamy, and I'm with the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. And I'm going to be introducing Congressman Crowley, who just walked in. But before I do that, I also want to recognize, in addition to the distinguished panel we have up here, we also have some ambassadors from the region with us. We have the ambassador from Bangladesh.
New York, who has a very close relationship with the junior senator from the state of New York, Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton. And I don't like Bill Clinton to know just how much I admire his wife and how close we are. She doesn't tell him, and I don't think either. I only have one competitor in the world, really one. And Professor Yunus, I went a long time to see. I've been really wanted to get to meet you and get to know. I've been to Bangladesh twice. I've been to the Grameen Village. I've seen the work that you helped start. This has to stop. This guy Cambodia and others, Sri Lanka. I was in Sri Lanka in January this year after the tsunami and saw the effect that it had. And it wasn't even the worst hit country in terms of the region. There were other countries that were far more devastated. A country like Bangladesh that knows countless natural disasters somehow was not severely damaged. There were 2 deaths, I believe, that were directly related to the tsunami. which, there were other disasters, both natural and, I guess you could say, man-made disasters that have really hurt Bangladesh in the last year. So I think this bill of their labor practices and rooting out child labor, which needs to be boosted and supported. And the other thing is that, if you can imagine, if we can argue about whether or not these countries should be so reliant upon any one particular industry, but can you imagine how products around the world undermining the industry in these developing countries that are competing? What could happen to their governments? Many of these countries are fledgling democracies. And if we are about promoting democracy around the world, we need to do it. And this is a great way to help those countries maintain stability, maintain those livelihoods that help to maintain stable government. I'm sure we can pick and point out things we don't like about every one of the countries we're talking about in terms of those governments. But overall, we have
being willing and able to work. I'll let him tell his story in a moment, but just a few background notes. After interviewing some of these people, due to this situation, he lost faith in all of his fancy debt development theories. He got personally involved.
Create a world totally free from poverty. Not a single person would suffer through the misery and indignity of poverty. And I kept saying that maybe we should get ready to create the poverty museum, where you can bring all the science, all the stories of poverty, because world will not have any poverty left. So the children and the grandchildren will have to go and see the museums of poverty to see what it is. And I see it's possible. And I'll tell you why I feel that way. I came, you introduced me by saying that in 1971, after the Liberation War, I went back to Bangladesh. Yes, I did in 72. But 71 was the most exciting period of my life, because I spent bulk of 71 on the hill, lobbying for Bangladesh. And I knew every single congressman, I knew every single senator, background, all the records. So lobbying with me started in a big way in 1971. Ever since, I'm coming back to the hill, lobbying for many other issues. And I was amazed how responsive I found the congressmen and senators, those who are sitting in those committees. As a result, lots of changes have taken place in USAID policies, in other policies in this country. So I feel very excited to come back again. He was burned down because it's all workers are women, young girls. Nobody did that. Everybody watched thousands of young girls buying food with them. Everybody watched them with curiosity, what's going on. Now, whole Dhaka city, if you drive in the morning hours, it's taken over by young girls. A city which never saw a woman's face before. Suddenly, 1.5 million young girls working here. So if that industry gets threatened, we get threatened. Our society, not to stop. You can earn those 16% or whatever you get as a taxes or the duties from our imports here, but probably multiple of it you have to pass on to the government. Just like the government came up with other programs like providing reserved seats for women in all the elected bodies. 13,000 women got elected in our local bodies. And because these are reserved for women, Tamil borrowers started contesting those elections. Out of that 13,000, 3,000 plus are the Tamil bank borrowers, the most neglected part of the society who contested with the women in the villages and got themselves elected in the local bodies and becoming very vocal, very effective. So this is the process that we have to see, maintain. And Congressman Browning and Congressman Bowlby very evidently argued why this is important for a country like Bangladesh, for its progress, for its democracy, to see, and for the women. Main bank is, as I said, border behind. And in 1997, where we had the first whoever signatory in Washington, D.C., and Hillary Clinton was our co-chair, and so was in Sofia. They were all here. that we had a big meeting here with 3,000 delegates. The goal was set up in 1997 is to reach 100 million close families with microcredit, preferably to the women in those families by the year 2005. This is 2005. And the United Nations had declared that year, 2005, would be the International Year of Microcredit. So we are celebrating the International Year of Microcredit. Where are we? Have we reached 100 million? Yes, we have. We will be either crossing 100, or we will be reaching 100 million by the end of the year, or we will overshoot 100 million.
It provides improved access to the least developed countries, and which Kim alluded to, suffers from the same defect. While the EBA, the Everything But Arms Initiative, provides a country like Bangladesh the ability to export apparel duty-free to their markets, they have very restrictive rules of origin. And as a result of those restrictive rules, currently less than half of Bangladesh's apparel exports actually qualify for preferential treatment under the EBA.
I just say some of the things here that the Yunus records paid on the impact, now it's not much on the impact of the ready-made garments. That they are not just banking trade. Some of the things are like agents of change in Bangladesh, agents of change in Pakistan.
ফোরামে যারা অংশ নিয়েছিলেন তাদের সম্মানে এখানে বাংলাদেশ অ্যাডভাইজারি কাউন্সিল একটি নৈশ ভোজ সভার আয়োজন করেছিল, তারও কিছু কিছু ঝলক এখন আপনাদের দেখাচ্ছি।
Now it is my pleasure to invite the President of Mali, who has recently become the ambassador of Bangladesh to the United States. We are quite concerned with that right now. There is no specific number of laws that can be reached. Like in this the Science Association is the chairman, that's the rights. This is important. See from the perspective of the college. And I have now inviting Shamshed Programmer to address the process. The ambassador speaks on our country called Lanka. You are there. Please do that so that this thing gets much easier with us. Just a better campaign kind of movement works through it. It doesn't have to be all about the countries that we talk about, is sympathizer in America. Of origin. It also supports rural background of minds. I do letter to the editor, if you can get it published. This is another business thing.
বাংলা ভালোবাসি আজ এই পর্যন্তই। আশা করি অনুষ্ঠানটি আপনাদের ভালো লেগেছে। আগামী রবিবার একই সময় আশা করি আবার আমাদের সঙ্গে যোগ দেবেন। তাহলে একথাই রইল। আমি মাসুমা খাতুন আজকের মতো বিদায় চাইছি।